Welcome to a video tutorial from Valentia Photography Workshops and me, Stephen Power. This one is about the best way to use the sharpening tools in Adobe Lightroom Classic 2020. Hi and welcome back. In this video I'm going to talk about sharpening your image using Adobe Lightroom Classic. This is 2020 version, but older versions will work in an almost identical way. So I'm in the develop module and I'm using the sharpening panel, which is under the detailed pane in Lightroom. If this is the first time that you've opened the detail pane, then you'll see this exclamation mark. So it's just a warning really that you should be doing sharpening at 100% so you can see the effect of it properly. If you click this little arrow that's pointing to the left initially, then you get this little window which is at 100%. Now if you left click and drag, get the hand icon and you can move it around to see a part of the image at 100%. Or you can use this little targeting tool here, click on that, left click, and take that over to the image, and that will put whichever part of the image you've got the cross cursor on in the little preview pane there. I actually don't find that very helpful, and over on the left hand side you can see the navigator pane, and it's got fit, fill, 1:1, and then the various ratios that you can change. If you simply click 1:1, that will zoom in to 100%. And then you can see what you can drag and move the image around and you can see what's happening. Now, a couple of things to say about sharpening. Lightroom Classic will currently default to 40%. So when your image comes in, it comes in at 40%. So there is already some sharpening applied. I like to start at 0, so if you've got 40 already, then you can click on that, turn it to 0, and or just slide it back if you want. Now there's a simpler way to do that. When you're importing images, you can make a preset and you can then apply that preset to all of your images that are coming in. I make a sharpening 0 preset, and that's applied to all my images as they come into Lightroom. I'll show you how to do that in another video. Now for now we're going to have a look at the various sliders in the sharpening pane. So we've got a mount, which is active, as you can see. It sort of lights up as you move across. Then you've got some grayed out settings, which is radius, detail, and masking. These will become active if you put any amount of sharpening on with the top slider. So now we've got radius, detail, and masking all active. I'll talk you through the sliders. So this one is pretty much what it says on the tin. It's the amount of sharpening you will get when you move the slider from 0 to 150. And you can see that happening in the 100% zoomed in image there. This depends on whether, of course, you had any sharpening in the camera to begin with, and my advice is turn the sharpening off in your camera Or if you're using a raw image, a raw file, then that sharpening might not be applied anyway. It's not always the case, but if you're using a JPEG and you've got sharpening applied in the camera, then there's going to be some sharpening. If you turn this up, then it's possibly going to get over sharpened with ghosting and all sorts of strange things going on. So I have no sharpening in the camera, and I start at 0. My sort of default position is about 60%. You know, it depends on the image. And another important point is you can't sharpen an out of focus image. So if you miss the focus, then there's almost nothing you can do to make that image look correctly sharp. You have to have an in-focused image in order to sharpen it properly. Again, I have another video on focusing your camera, so it might be worth having a look at that if you're not quite used to it. So I start about 60. This can vary, and this image I might want to take it up a little bit to, 75 looks about right there. The radius is how far the sharpening spreads from each pixel. So these settings are, it says 1 there, that is 1 pixel. So 1.4, 1.6, and right up to 3 pixels. And then it spreads out, and to me it makes it look a little bit soft. It's almost like smudging the sharpening. The default is 1, and there are very few occasions where that won't work well for you. The detail slider is basically how much the edge or the edges in the image are sharpened. So you can take that up, and if we look at his glasses, just around here and a little bit around the saxophone, these edges are getting harder and sharper. This works well if you've got an image with lots of lines in it, and you might just want to increase the detail of those lines a little bit more. I tend to leave it at the default, which is 25%, but play around with it and change it on various images to see how it works for you. Now, masking. I'm going to zoom out to show you how the masking works. Basically, masking is at 0, which says there is no masking in the image. And if you hold the Alt key down and then move the masking slider, you will see that the image turns white, which basically means everything is being sharpened. There is no masking at all. So white is the image is being sharpened, and as you apply the masking, some of the image will turn black, and the more masking you apply, the more black tones appear, until eventually, if you go right up to 100, there are just a few small areas of white line. So what's happening there is that the edges are being sharpened, and the detail or the areas within that edging is not being sharpened. So again, this depends on how much of the image you want to be sharp and how many lines there are in that image that you want to be sharp. You might just want to have the edges sharpened, so we'll increase the masking quite high. Or you might want to have the whole area of the image sharpened, and you can reduce the area of masking. The masking slider is especially useful when we are sharpening a portrait. So if we open up this portrait image, I'll add a tiny little bit of sharpening so that the sliders below will become active. Zero everything out, and then hold the Alt key and move the masking slider to the right. Now you can see everything now is being sharpened, and as we come in, the background has gone dark, so that's not being sharpened. The hair and her top and the skin tones are being less and less sharpened. The most important area on a face for sharpening is the eyes and around the eyes. You can see here her eyes are still being sharpened, or at least the outline, and the eyebrows and the lips, a little bit around the nose, and some of the hair is being sharpened, but the skin isn't, at least not too much, and we want it to stay reasonably soft and unsharpened. So for me, that's probably a good point to leave it. And then if we add sharpening, you can see that the eye is becoming sharper and sharper. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to get those little sort of ghosting lines and sort of double-edged lines. But for me, her eyes here, about 50, are looking pretty good in terms of the sharpening. So that's how I would use the masking slider, particularly for a portrait. In the next video, I'm going to show you some more advanced methods of sharpening, and particularly sharpening portraits. And look forward to seeing you in that one. Please subscribe to stay in touch for more videos from Valencia Photography Workshops.